Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Sharon. I'm a career coach and I help women with subconscious transformation. So excited to have you here. If you've made it to this particular video, it means that you've just read the Evolve article on how to be mindful in the moment, set boundaries, and I'm just so happy to have you here. I have a few more energy techniques that I would like to share in a way that I find really helpful. So a little bit about me. I used to really struggle with boundaries. I would feel so overpowered. I would let, when I was doing a corporate job, I would let people twist my arm into things, and I just was, felt like a hostage. Like when I wrote in the article, you're gonna feel like a hostage, that was from my personal experience. So I just wanted to share a little bit about myself so that you guys can see I used to really struggle with boundaries and now I've mastered them. So anyways, first technique I've been using for years. I used to be a tour guide. Okay, I lived in Portland. I was a tour guide downtown, and I did the underground tunnel tour. So the Shanghai tunnels, all of that. And one thing that would happen, I would be in front of a group of people, and I could feel like people kind of just disengage and not be interested, and I would really let that knock me off center. And then we would go down into the tunnels and I would feel weird energy down there, and I would just be so sensitive to my environment and I couldn't really handle it. And what I started to do after studying energy and chakras is I just close off my aura. So right here, you take your index finger and your middle finger and it just closes off your aura. Or if you just wanted to do just like this, it just closes it down. Also think that while you're in the moment, you can't really see my hands right here. If we were on a Zoom call or something like that, you wouldn't notice. But also if we were standing and having a conversation, I could have my hands like this, just like resting on my side, and you wouldn't notice. So I'm just sharing this with you guys to let you know that people aren't really noticing your hands. I had someone share with me one time, they're like, I'm just feeling really nervous and I don't know what to do with my hands. And I really resonated with that. I was like, oh gosh, I've been there. And this is what you do. You just relax them, kind of close off your aura, right? Especially if you're, a tour guide. I had to really bring it. I had to really tell that story. It had to be exciting. So that's my tip. And you can use it in non-exciting things, non-exciting situations. If somebody is telling you something, and it's not really your business, or you don't want it to be your business, something like that. Or if, like I said, somebody's trying to rope you into their responsibilities at their job and kind of twist your arm into doing this thing, you just don't want to do it, you can close off your aura and let them know that you'll think about it. You don't have to say yes or no in the moment, just I'll think about it, let me get back to you. And that's really effective. Okay, great. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is another energy technique. And really, when you're being mindful in the moment, it's all about where your body and your mind connect. So this is a body-mind connection. So let's say you see somebody that you've had some issues with in the past. You're not holding any kind of resentment towards them. You just know, like, oh, here comes this person, and I'm going to get, roped into this conversation. It's going to be so draining. Okay, instead of enrolling yourself in the story where you're a victim and it's like draining, you can just focus on the two things that I said in the article, which is how do I want to feel and how do I want to act right now. And a good way to do that is just bring yourself back into center and clench your abs, right? I'm doing it right now, clenching my abs, coming back into center. And it's really helpful in that it pulls your power back to you. So I don't know if you guys know about chakras, but they're energy centers in the body, and the solar plexus, the seat of your power, is in your abs. So you can just clench them. So-and-so is coming over. Well, how do I want to feel? I want to feel empowered. And how do I want to act? I want to act like the kind of person that can, not be a hostage. Like I'm not showing up as a hostage in this interaction. So clench my abs, remind myself that I'm in control. And when the person starts to talk about, things that they need support on, I can show up for them, but not let them drain me. Okay. And then quickly change the subject. That's another thing, like being in this place of power allows you to do. I can change the subject really easily. I'm trying to have a festive time, or hey, let's talk about this some other time, type deal. Or like I said, let's change the channel. That's so effective. Okay, and then the last energy technique I'm going to share with you guys, we've gone through the closing off your aura, the clenching your abs, and just kind of engaging your solar plexus. And the last thing is kind of a last-ditch resort. If you've struggled through these things, just closing off your aura, clenching your abs, and let's say you're in a meeting and there's multiple people and one person's just going on and on about something that isn't really relevant to your role and you don't actually have to be a part of it. Instead of letting it drain you, you can draw a little delete button, right, on your leg and just kind of tap it. This lets your subconscious know that this information doesn't need to be recorded. The subconscious records every bit of information, distorts, generalizes, deletes, and so this helps you delete that information. So let's say, somebody brings up a topic that you just really can't stand. Instead of being a victim in it, what are you going to do? Just delete it. Delete, delete, delete. And then that way your subconscious doesn't record it. You don't need it for later, and it's not really taxing or draining. Okay, great. So those are the 3 techniques I wanted to share with you guys so that you could really master social interactions, especially with the holidays approaching. You get a lot of opportunities. The last thing I'll say about all of this is that your solar plexus is the one chakra that develops through interactions with people. So that's why, just staying back and saying nothing doesn't really do anything for you. If you want to set boundaries, it really comes from stating them and then also being centered in your own energy, and then, engaging your solar plexus so that you can really mindfully decide how you want to show up. And then once you do that and you have that developed, like I mentioned in the article, people will naturally respect your boundaries because, whether or not people can see or hear them or have experienced them yet, when people look at you, there's an energy exchange going on. And when you naturally have these boundaries, people will respect them. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Please send me some feedback on my article. Was it helpful? Do you want to know more about a particular thing? And I would love to hear if anybody uses these techniques and how that works out for them. If you want to get a hold of me, you can DM me on Instagram or send me an email. I'm also on Facebook. Feel free to check out my website, soarwithsharon.com, and I have some other videos on this channel about setting boundaries and stuff like that. So anyways, thank you guys again, and subscribe if you care to, and send in lots of love from Dallas.